The Galactic Sports Tournament was not only an event showcasing the most talented athletes from across the galaxy, but also a stage where the honor of each race was put on display. Every 4 years, different species from the farthest reaches of the galaxy gathered in massive arenas to compete fiercely against one another. This tournament wasn't just about physical prowess. It tested intelligence, strategy, and teamwork through a series of challenging games. But this year, there was a surprise participant: humans. Typically seen as technologically backward and physically weak across the galaxy, humans were entering the tournament for the first time. Most species didn't take them seriously. As the stands filled with spectators from various species, they exchanged mocking glances and whispered to one another as the humans stepped into the arena. "Are these small and weak creatures the ones who will challenge us?" laughed Devril, one of the massive breakers. The breakers were known as the strongest competitors in the tournament. With their bulky frames and extremely durable physiques, they were among the favorites in the arena. Ethan, the captain of the human team, ignored the mocking looks around him and glanced at his teammates. He knew that the entire galaxy was underestimating them, but this didn't discourage them. On the contrary, this underestimation only fueled their determination. Ethan gathered his team and spoke in a quiet but determined voice. "Let them laugh," Ethan said. "This tournament means everything to us. They see us as a joke, but we're going to finish this game as the winners. Let's stick to our strategy, think through every move carefully, and keep the team spirit strong. If we work together, we can surprise them." Rebecca, the team's strategy expert, had an analytical mind and a knack for quick decision-making, which was one of the human team's greatest advantages. "Ethan's right," Rebecca said. "They rely on strength and technology, but we can find their weak points and take them down. Our first opponents are the breakers. They're strong, but they're slow. We need to be fast and smart." Noah, the strongest member of the team, clenched his fists in agreement with Ethan and Rebecca's determination. "We can withstand their endurance. We just need to make the right moves at the right time," Noah said. Their first match was against the breakers. The breakers were known not only for their brute strength, but also for their massive, armor-like skin. Most teams had failed to penetrate their tough exteriors, but the humans planned to win with their intelligence, not brute force. As the match began, tension rose in the arena. When the breakers started advancing with their heavy steps, the audience thought the humans would be crushed in no time. But Ethan and his team began executing their strategy. Instead of matching the breakers' raw power, they used their speed and agility. Under Ethan's leadership, the team skillfully dodged the breakers' heavy attacks, using their own weight and momentum against them. Rebecca's plan was flawless. Every move the breakers made had been calculated according to the human team's movements. Noah suddenly slipped behind one of the breakers and made a critical move, throwing the massive creature off balance. Rebecca quickly seized the opportunity and made the winning strike. The sound of the human victory echoing through the arena shocked everyone. The spectators couldn't believe what they had just witnessed. The humans had defeated one of the toughest opponents in the galaxy using intelligence and teamwork. As whispers of disbelief filled the stands, the humans proudly celebrated their victory in the arena. The humans' victory over the breakers had sent shockwaves through the arena. The entire galaxy was talking about this triumph. A species that had been underestimated until that day had defeated one of the strongest races with their intelligence and agility. But this was just the first step. The tournament was still ongoing, and much tougher opponents awaited. The second match was against the Veolians, a species known for their incredible speed. These creatures could move so fast that even the human eye struggled to keep up. Now, everyone was wondering, how would the humans develop a strategy against such speed? When Ethan gathered his team in the locker room, he sensed the tension on everyone's faces. Although the victory against the Breakers had boosted morale, the Veolians were an entirely different challenge. "This match won't be easy," Ethan said with determination in his voice. "But we're not going to give up. We have a solution for every challenge. They may be fast, but every fast creature has a weak spot." Rebecca had already discovered that weak point. The Veolians were so confident in their speed that they neglected their defense while moving quickly. Every sudden burst of speed created a momentary imbalance, and that moment was an opportunity for the human team to strike. "We're going to turn their speed to our advantage," Rebecca explained as she laid out the strategy to her teammates. "With every move they make, they leave an opening. We'll wait for that moment and then attack." As the match began, the Veolians stepped onto the field with a mocking attitude toward the humans. In the first few seconds, they began zipping across the arena like a storm to show off their speed. The spectators cheered excitedly as they saw how fast the Veolians moved, their speed too fast for the human eye to follow. But Ethan and his team remained patient. Without panicking, they analyzed the Veolians' speed. Rebecca watched their movements carefully, calculating every maneuver in her mind, waiting for the right moment. The Veolians tried to lure the humans into small traps with their rapid maneuvers at first. However, thanks to Rebecca's strategy, the humans neutralized these attempts. Noah used his physical strength to make several defensive moves, countering the Veolians' speed with perfectly timed interventions. As each Veolian sped up, the human team began to notice their momentary loss of balance. Just as Rebecca had predicted, every quick maneuver left the Veolians briefly vulnerable. Ethan spotted the opening and, seizing the moment, rallied his team into action. "Now!" shouted Ethan, as Noah knocked one of the Veolians off balance, sending them crashing to the ground. This move had a domino effect on the Veolians. The fallen opponent disrupted the other's concentration, and the human team quickly capitalized on the moment, launching a swift attack. Under Rebecca's clever direction, the Veolians were caught off guard. In a match they thought they could win with speed alone, the human team had found the key to victory through patience and precision. As Ethan made the final move, delivering a powerful blow to the Veolian leader, the score was settled. When the match ended, applause echoed through the arena as shocked spectators watched the humans claim yet another victory. With this triumph, people across the galaxy began to take humans more seriously. No one could underestimate them now. In the galactic sports arena, the humans were proving their superiority not only through physical strength, but also through intelligence and teamwork. As Ethan and his team returned to the locker room to celebrate their victory, they knew there wasn't much time to bask in their success. Their next match would be against one of the toughest opponents in the tournament, the Golmers. The Golmers were not only powerful, but also had the ability to communicate with each other telepathically. This gave them incredible coordination in battle, allowing them to easily outmaneuver their opponents. The human team now had to figure out how to develop a strategy against such an ability. Before this tough challenge, Ethan began working with his team to devise new strategies. The next match would be their hardest yet. After their victory against the Veolians, the humans prepared for their final match against the Golmers. The Golmers were known not only for their physical strength, but also for their powerful minds. With their telepathic abilities, they could almost predict their opponents' every move, making them the deadliest competitors in the galaxy. No one in the arena believed the human team stood a chance against them. But as always, Ethan and his crew were determined and focused on their plan. The arena was silent. Millions of spectators held their breath, waiting for this crucial match. As the humans stepped onto the field, the Golmers were already lined up, staring them down. With their grey skin, large heads, and tall, slender bodies, the Golmers looked terrifying. Their eyes were locked onto the humans, almost as if they were reading their minds. Ethan knew they had to find a way to defend themselves against the Golmer's mental powers. This time, we can't rely solely on speed and strength, he thought. He gathered his team around him to review the final strategy that Rebecca had proposed. Rebecca took a deep breath before she spoke. Their telepathy might be a weakness. They can read our thoughts, but that means we can also distract them. We'll make fake moves, throw them off, and strike at their weakest moments. Ethan nodded. It's our only chance. Everyone must be perfectly in sync. We'll attack from different directions, so that their mental focus will slip while they try to figure out who's doing what. As the referee's whistle blew, movement filled the arena. The Golmers advanced toward the humans with unshakable confidence. Telepathic waves rippled out from their minds, spreading invisibly across the arena. Ethan could feel the pressure, but he stayed calm and focused. The Golmers made the first move, charging at Noah with immense force. However, Noah, following Rebecca's strategy, pulled back at the last second. This started to confuse the Golmers. Then Ethan made an aggressive move, but it was just a feint. Immediately after, Rebecca and Noah launched their attacks. Their goal was to scramble the Golmers' minds, and the tactic was working. The Golmers tried to defend in every direction while using their mental powers to analyze the humans' moves. But this intense focus was slowing them down physically. Noah rushed toward one of the Golmers, but at the last moment, he changed direction. Rebecca used the confusion to land a powerful blow on the Golmer's weak spot. The Golmer let out a telepathic scream before collapsing, disrupting the mental link with the others and throwing them off balance. This was the moment the human team had been waiting for. Ethan seized the opportunity and launched an all-out attack with Noah and Rebecca by his side. The Golmers hadn't expected such a fast and coordinated assault. Their telepathic link had weakened due to the fallen teammate, leaving each of them vulnerable as they struggled to predict the next attack. One of the Golmers made a move toward Ethan, but with quick reflexes, he dodged it. Rebecca swiftly lunged forward, striking the Golmer's legs and sending him crashing to the ground. Noah followed up by pinning the downed opponent, rendering him unable to fight. Now, it was up to Ethan to deliver the final blow. In the middle of the arena, he faced the last standing Golmer. The Golmer pushed his telepathic abilities to the limit, trying to invade Ethan's mind. Their eyes locked, and for a brief moment, Ethan saw blurry images flash before him, but his fighting spirit was strong enough to resist. Ethan tricked the Golmer with a fake attack. The Golmer anticipated the move and went on defense, but at the last second, Ethan shifted direction and struck with all his strength at the Golmer's weak point. The towering creature collapsed, and the arena fell silent, signaling the human's victory. For a moment, there was stunned silence from the stands. Then, a wave of applause erupted. The humans had defeated the galaxy's most formidable mental warriors through strategy, intelligence, and resilience. This victory was more than just winning a tournament. Humans had proven they were not to be underestimated and could overcome any challenge. Ethan and his team left the arena with their heads held high. From now on, every species in the galaxy would know that humans were not only strong but also smart and determined warriors.
I hope you had a good time. If you like my story, do not forget to comment and subscribe to my channel. Goodbye. See you in the next story.